All right, Shalom Israel. We back again. Real quick. I ain't gonna be on here too long. I just wanted to go in on the November 1st crisis. All right, food stamp crisis and how Donald Trump plans on making America hungry again. All right, that's what he planned on doing. All right, Donald Trump is planning on making Black America hungry again. All right, and I mean, it's quite ridiculous, man. The government, they always got some bullshit going on, and we got the solution, of course, in the ISUPK under Commander General YAHANNA for the food stamp crisis and any other doggone crisis that we experience here in America. All right. He has the solution to all of our problems. All right. So real quick, I'm gonna put this flyer over the screen and show this upcoming conversation that we're gonna have. Oh, wait a minute. No, I'm sorry. That's the background. Need overlay. There we go. All right. Okay. It's going down November the 9th, 2025, 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. Central Standard Time. You feel me? To where this brother, Hemi, the biblical barbarian, we're going to be having a conversation with this Christian here, this brother here, right? And we're gonna just have a discussion about his beliefs, the things that they teach, the things that he's learned, and then ultimately we're gonna go through the Bible and we're gonna see if those things that this brother says lines up with the scriptures. We're gonna see. All right. So don't miss this next Sunday, November the 9th, 2025, 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. Central Standard Time. I think I need to put that on the flyer. I probably need to change that. Put the Central Standard Time on there so everybody will know. All right. But until then, let's play a couple of these videos, man. I got some crazy videos that I want to end up playing. But our people stupid, boy. And let me tell y'all something about this AI stuff, man. Oh my God, I hate AI already. I hate it. Okay, but give me a minute. Let me pull these videos for you. Give me 1 second. All right. Let me get all these videos here. Hold on. Bear with me, y'all. 1 second. All right. I think this is the last one. Hold on. Okay, here we go. We are just about set. Let me put this up. Right. All right. Let's see. Share this video. We're gonna play some funny videos real quick. Hello. We laid to rest what they say, dearly beloved, we are gathered here today to witness the burial of our EBT food stuff. What they still is here. And these are AI videos. They turn around and like I said, they got these videos, man. That should be looking real. Okay. It's always something, a little glitch, a little something that you could tell about it to see that it's fake. You know it's fake, but they turn around and man, that should be looking real though. All right. But let me go to the next one. I said, boy, black folks know they crazy. Yeah, they know they crazy, boy. Let's play the next one. Ain't gonna be no more steak and shrimp. The steak is okay, but the shrimp is garbage. Okay, that shrimp and them crab. Look, a lot of our brothers and sisters started making that crab shit at home now. You know what I mean? To where they having a crab broil, a crab fest at their damn house. You know, I done seen a lot of folks putting videos up where they frying their shrimps and making their crab and doing all that nastiness in that pot. Oh my God, it's unlawful. So the steak part, guess what? We still gonna eat steaks in the UPK. We still gonna eat chicken in the UPK. Matter of fact, they done slaughtered so many goddamn bulls down there in Texas. Commander Unihanna owns some farms here and there, you know, saying in a couple of states. And them brothers is doing a mighty job down there. And them sisters, they doing a mighty job down there, growing them animals, you understand, chopping them up and getting them lined up to feed everybody. You know what I'm saying? At the cookout down there in Texas. And the Passover is going to be down there too. So good night. All right. So I can't wait. But yeah, we still going to eat steak. Okay. I don't know about that goddamn shrimp. All right. And y'all crab boils and all that. We ain't eating them. But it's definitely going to be some steak. We eating steak. Check this one out. They stupid, man. They are silly. All right, let me play one more. Then we're gonna get off into the cut to making Black America hungry again. All right, let's see. Yeah, one more. That's terrible. Turn around and say she got to sell it. Oh, because she ain't gonna get no damn food stamps. That's ridiculous. All right. But let's get into a couple of these videos, a couple of articles, and we're gonna turn around and show what's coming up for over 650,000 Missourians. You understand? Oh, wait a minute. Hold on. Not this video yet. I don't want to play this one yet. Hold on. Hold on. Bear with me 1 second, y'all. Hold on. I don't know what it's doing here. Hold Oh, it's playing a video that I. Oh, it's an ad. Okay, hold on one second. Oh, that shit right there. It's killing me too. All these goddamn ads everywhere. All right, here we go. Okay, but that's not the one that I want to play yet. Okay. I think we probably got to get into this article real quick. Let me get to the article. All right. It says SNAP benefit help. Says 7 companies stepping in to help those in need. So it's a couple of companies out here, a couple of businesses that's going to help Black people, Hispanic people, Native Indian people that are on food stamps. They're going to help them eat again. All right. This is what they said. All right. So here is, let me get the, okay, here we go. It says, as grocery prices keep climbing, millions of Americans are just days away from losing access to their SNAP benefits. And today is the day. All right. Today is the day. No one is supposed to be receiving food stamps that are on food stamps for the month of November. All right. It says the current federal government shutdown has halted funding for the Supplemental Nutrition Assistance Program. President Trump administration confirmed last week that SNAP recipients would not be receiving their benefits on November 1st. There is no telling when this change. I'm sorry. There is no telling when this will change. With so many families already struggling, SNAP benefits barely covering half of their food expenses anyway, people have been scrambling to figure out how they will scrape by. All right. And so for us in ISUPK, we're not worried about that. We're not worried about how we're going to scrape by. We're not worried about, oh shit, they cut off our snaps. We're not going to eat. We're not worried about that at all. All right. So it says, is there any chance SNAP benefits will be reinstated? In short, no. Until the government shutdown is over, SNAP benefits will be suspended. The United States Department of Agriculture, USDA, issued a statement. It read, bottom line, the well has run dry. At this time, there will be no benefits issued November 1st. Now, we know that that's a lie. You understand? That well has not ran dry at all. They claim it costs $8 billion, I think it is, that the government collects from the taxpayers, number one, from us, number one, um, and to help pay for, you know what I'm saying, these things that they are, providing less fortunate individuals, such as the SNAP benefit, which you heard the article, it's not even covering half of the cost. You know, them little $200 and $300 food stamps that people are getting. I know they appreciate it, help them. They poor and they need it, but it's not even covering half of the cost. Matter of fact, I forgot how much it costs for one individual to eat healthy a month. Let me Google this real quick. I'm gonna check this real quick. Okay, so the average cost. Ooh, okay, it says for one person, a healthy diet can cost anywhere from approximately $297 to over $558 per month, depending on the food plan. All right. So that's just for one person. And that 297, that's almost right. That's almost how much I believe one sister and her 2 and 3 children are getting a month in stamps. $300, you know, and that's crazy. That is insane. When it costs 300 or more or 600, it says anywhere from 297 to over $558 per month for a person, for one person to eat healthy. And here the government is giving whole families, $300 worth of stamps, $100 worth of stamps. You know, so like I said, I know the poor people need them, right? But man, you know what we could do if we would all come together? We wouldn't even need their food stamps. We need their assistance. We wouldn't have to sit in those lines. We wouldn't be scared, terrified, crying. You understand? When they talk about shutting down, it's another video that I got. I don't think I'm gonna play that one. You know what I'm saying? But it's talking about um the things that some of our people plan on doing because of the government shutdown and cutting the food stamps off. You know, and I hate to hear that kind of stuff because we don't have to do that. We don't have to resort to crime, you know what I'm saying, in order to take care of ourselves and feed ourselves. You know what I mean? If we came together like what the scripture said, this wouldn't be an issue. All right. So that's what we're gonna have to start getting to. Is not sitting here depending on a government shutdown for them to go back to work, you know, or the food stamps to, be placed on my card every month. You know what I mean? We're gonna have to do something else. We're gonna have to come up with a plan B, right? Plan A ain't working. Your plan A has been to sit here and wait on the government to turn around and supply you with your need, right? And look at how that's been working for us. It hasn't, man. That shit is not working because we're always getting disappointed here. Look at how they treat us. You know, they don't even treat us like they really even give a damn. So it's time that we turn around and come together like what the scripture says and do for ourselves, do for each other. We wouldn't even need food stamps. As a matter of fact, no, I ain't gonna get the scriptures yet. Let me jump back to that article. But that's the average cost for one person to eat healthy, right? Anywhere from 300 to almost $600 a month. Depends on the plan. All right. It depends on the plan. So it says this. It says throughout the U.S., almost 42 million people receive SNAP benefits. More than 62% of the households receiving benefits have children, and 37% include older adults or people with disabilities. Additionally, 38% of the recipients are working families. 42 million Americans are biting their nails trying to figure out how they'll feed themselves and their families next month. Well, look, we ain't like that. I'm not sitting here. No, that's what the white man do when he, when he can't figure something out. When he in a jam, he in a bind. What he do? Sit and bite his nails. Oh my God, they do it on the movies. They used to do it a lot on the movies back in the day. When he got nervous, he was biting his goddamn nail. We ain't doing that in the ISUPK up under Commander General YAHANNA. He not letting us starve. All right, he not letting his people starve. All right, so it says. That said, some states have decided to continue SNAP benefits despite the loss of USDA funding. The states that have said they will provide some assistance for SNAP recipients during the shutdown include Virginia, New Hampshire, New York, Louisiana, Minnesota, Colorado, New Mexico, and California. All right. Um, Let me jump to the other article. Uh, I think. Yeah. Let me jump to this one right to show you that Missouri was not one of those states that's going to try to help, the poor, what I'm saying, black Hispanics that they house. They're not doing that. All right. So check this out. So this was the question that was asked: will St. Louis, Missouri, be affected by the food stamp crisis? It says yes. more than 650,000. Let me say. I'm sorry. Yes, more than 650,000 Missouri residents who rely on the Supplemental Nutrition Assistance Program did not receive their November 2025 benefits due to the ongoing federal government shutdown. All right, and here are the details. It says the reason for benefit halt. SNAP is 100% federally funded. Due to the federal government shutdown, the U.S. Department of Agriculture, Food and Nutrition Service instructed all state agencies to temporarily suspend the issuance of November 2025 payments because contingency funds ran out. So again, so they supposedly, I think, have 8 mil that they distribute in SNAP benefits to the recipients every, uh, I think, every year. I had to go back and look at. I'm not sure. I don't know if it's a year, a month. I can't recall. I forgot the number. Um, but they said that they ran short. So they have a stash put to the back just in case they run out of the money or they don't collect all of the money. So they turn around and say, nope, we can't use that. All right, we can't use that. But let me finish the article. It says state response. The Missouri Department of Social Services announced the change, noting they cannot use state appropriations to cover the federal program's costs. Governor Mike Cohey redirected 15.6 million in state funds to food banks and senior meal programs to help mitigate the impact, which is I think is quite ridiculous because if you could take the funds, this is just to show you how much we should stop trying to rely totally on the government, and we need to turn around and start relying on one another. Okay, that's what we need to do. All right, because how is it that you could turn around and you can't give the funds to the people that the goddamn money go to, but you can give it to a food bank? This is insane. And this just goes to show you just how much the government really doesn't give a damn about poor black, Hispanic, and Native Indian people. Matter of fact, let me play this video real quick of Donald Trump telling you, okay? Donald Trump told you that he ain't give a damn about you Negroes. And now he's going to show you more. All right? Let's see. Here we go. This was during one of his rallies here in St. Louis. This happened right here. And I wanted so bad to find the video where he actually said, I think that happened here in St. Louis too, where he has said, this is the people that did not make this country great. Okay. And Donald Trump was talking about black people, but he said more than enough in this video to where I could just play this one. And you should be able to get the point. Oh, no.
Country. Get them out.
Okay, let
Young
me
kids,
let
too
me
young.
play it over again. Hold on, yeah. I'm sorry. I forgot to add the videos to the goddamn I hate that they added that feature. The old feature before they updated this app, StreamYard, you used to just pop up, you play it, and bam, you can go. Now I forgot to turn it and add it to the thing. So let me add it. Hold on, y'all, one second. Okay, it's added. Okay, let me play it. All right. This is what Donald Trump had to say, though.
Get him out of here. He's all mouth. He's all mouth. Get him out. Get him out. Isn't it great to be at a Trump rally, really? Why? It's more fun. Get out of here. Get out of here. Get him out. Get him out. Troublemaker. Get him out of here. Yeah, get him out. Good, thank you. Boy, that was quick. He got out quick. Big mouth. Hurting this country, folks. Hurting this country. Big mouth. Get him out. Young kids, two young kids. Young spoiled kids. Get him out of here. Go home and get a job. Go home, get a job. Get a job. These are the people that are destroying our country. You get him out. Get him out. Come on, let's go. Get him out.
And real quick, let me.
These people are.
I'm gonna take this back one second. I want to point something out that I want everybody to see here, and this is terrible. I really hate this. Do y'all see this sign right here? This is a brother holding up this sign, and it says, "Not your lazy black man." Okay, I don't know if it's say black man or just say black up there. I can't really see it because they in the way. But you can see that part. Not your lazy black, and it might say black man. Okay, and what's such a shame is that we're always trying to prove a point to these people. We are so not like for one thing that I really hate is black folks got all of the rhymes and the reasons, the lines, the sayings, and all of this when it comes to say like a relationship. This is what they not gonna put up for. This is what they ain't gonna stand for. This uh, you can't what they like to say. You can't make somebody want you that don't want you. You can't make somebody stay that don't want you to stay. You can't be with somebody that don't want to be with you. When are you going to realize that white people do not want to be with you? Why are you always trying to prove a point to them that you're not the lazy black, that you're not like the other blacks, that you're not like the weed smoking blacks, that you're not like the crack smoking blacks, that you're not like those kind of blacks that don't have a job? He turned around, and that was kind of like on point. It was almost as if the shit was staged because here you go, tell him get a job. Before you know it, that brother flashed that sign, not your lazy black man. Good doggone night. And it is ridiculous, and it is a shame for us to continue to try to prove ourselves to these people. You done proved enough by building them the greatest goddamn country that was ever erected. Like, there should be no reason that anyone should even need fucking food stamps. This place has plenty of every goddamn thing to where you don't need no goddamn stamps. You don't need no stamps. But this is what the white man get for him being such a greedy bastard, taking all of the food and putting it in his backyard, trying to sell it and distribute it to every goddamn body. Now he decides on who eats and who don't eat. Like, that's ridiculous. When food, guess what, man? That should not be a worry of ours. We shouldn't be sitting back worried about no goddamn food and who gonna eat. Let's come together and feed each other. Let's do that. Not try to prove nothing to white people, because you didn't prove that. This place wouldn't be great had it not have been for you building their everything, working in all of their factories and in their establishments. You understand? This place would not be great at all had you had not been here. All right. So, but yeah, I kind of hate that he tried to, prove himself to all of the great white people at the Donald Trump rally here in St. Louis. It's insane. Let me finish it and then we get to the rest of the article.
These people are so bad for our country, you have no idea, folks. You have no idea. They contribute nothing. Nothing.
They contribute nothing. That's what Donald Trump really feels about your black ass. That you contribute nothing. You're worthless. Okay? So we got to turn around and stop playing that game. We got to stop trying to depend on white America for every damn thing. Okay? We need to come together, like what the scripture said. Matter of fact, I'm going to read it. In 1 Corinthians 11 and 17, it says, now in this that I declare unto you, I praise you not, that you come, it's like that ye come together, not for the better, but for the worse. And why are we coming together not for the better? Right? We're not coming together because, we all rich and, we all got fancy houses and cars and we all take vacations every month. We're swimming in all of this money. That's not why we coming together. Okay? That is not why we should be coming together. We should be coming together because of, guess what? The worst. All right? That's why we should be coming together. One second, y'all. Yeah, that's why we should be coming together, not because of what we got it going on. Look at what's happening to us. It's been a crisis since blacks and Hispanics and Native Indians have been here. There's always a goddamn crisis in our community, right? They're always cutting some benefit off for us. I remember over in East St. Louis, right? They turned around and there was some project buildings. I forgot the name of them, but I watched this story as it was on the news. These older women that had been on government assistance, food stamps, and WIC and welfare, Section 8, and all of that, they whole entire damn life. Their parents was on it. They ended up getting on it, and they had been on it forever. The government in East St. Louis decided on getting these old women off of the assistance and out of this apartment building. Now, mind you, the project building hadn't been renovated in I don't know how damn long, like never, never, right? So their thing was not to relocate them, rehab that building they're living in, and then put them right back in there. No, the thing was to take them off of the assistance that they're getting, shut the building down, and then they had nowhere to goddamn go. East St. Louis is almost it's like a ghost town any damn way. Ever since that riot that happened in East St. Louis, it hadn't been the same. It hasn't been the same. There's holes in the ground where they burn houses down that black people lived in, and because they had got upset because their job laid them off and started hiring black people to work because the company was like, "Fuck that, we ain't missing no money. You crackers, all y'all do is take smoke breaks and all that. Hey, we'll go take a goddamn break." Laid them off and then turned around and hired a bunch of black folks and then got mad at the black men and black women that took the job and then started unaliving them. So there's so many lots that once had nice houses on them to where decent brothers and sisters lived in until an angry white mob came and ran them out of their house by fire. You know how they do. They turn around and tell you, "Hey, nigga, come out." They standing out there with their shotguns and their rifles, and then turn around, you don't come out, so they set it on fire. And then once you run out, you know what I'm saying, because you either on fire now or whatever, they just unalive you, start blast. You know, And that's what they did to East St. Louis. So East St. Louis hadn't been the same no goddamn way since that. And I think that was in 1923, I think it was. I think it was 1923 when the East St. Louis riot happened. Okay. And then, like I said, they did that to those elderly women that was living in this project building. They had no goddamn where to go. Okay. So, but yeah, that's what the government decided on doing over there to them. And this is why I say that we need to come together like what the scriptures say. Not for the better, but for the worse. Look at what's going on. That wasn't a good thing. That wasn't the better. Those women didn't turn around and move from an apartment building to their own house. They had no house. They had nowhere to live after that. After the government moved them out of, it's like moved them out of their project building, moved them out of their apartments. All right. So what we need to be doing is again, like what I said, what the scripture says that we should be doing. All right. We should be coming together for not the better, but for the worse, like what it says in 1 Corinthians 11 and 17. All right. I'm gonna read these a couple more and then we'll get out of here. All right. So and now one thing that if our people started obeying the Lord, his laws, statutes, and commandments. Let me show you this right here. In Deuteronomy. I left this one out. Let me see. I'm gonna go to this one. I'm gonna show you this right here. This is what the Lord said in Deuteronomy 28, and I'm gonna read down to about verse 5. All right. So it says this in Deuteronomy chapter 28 and verse 1. It says, "And it shall come to pass, if thou shalt hearken diligently unto the voice of the Lord thy God, to observe and to do all his commandments which I command thee this day, that the Lord thy God will set thee on high above all nations of the earth." Now, this is what I don't understand is that the Christian church praise themselves. All Christians claim that they are blessed and highly favored, right? This is how you get blessed and highly favored by you obeying God's law, statutes, and commandments. Even though this is in the Old Testament, because I know you Christians like to pick and choose what part of the book you like, even though the book go together, it's a whole book with the Old Testament, the Apocrypha, and the New Testament all together, but you like to separate the book, okay? And you say, the Old Testament don't matter no more. That was old news. Now we're on this, okay? But that's a lie. We are supposed to be obeying God's laws, statutes, and commandments forever, okay? From the day you are born, your parents supposed to raise you that way, and then when you get old enough on your own, you're supposed to continue on in the fashion and how they raise you by keeping God's laws, statutes, and commandments. But as of right now, we are the seed of sinners. That's the only thing that they're teaching us how to do. Is to break God's laws. Now we got to sit here and beg the goddamn government for a food stamp. Now you got people calling the food stamp office to see, are they really closing my stamps? Sister says she got to sell that cat now because they're cutting the stamps off. It's insane. All right. So it says, "And all these blessings shall come on thee and overtake thee, if thou shalt hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy God. Blessed shalt thou be in the city, and blessed shalt thou be in the field." So blessed and highly favored. Yeah, you would be. You would be, but there's something required of you in order to receive that. And that's your obedience to our God. You don't get it just because you think you're cute. You understand? Just because you think you who you are. Just because you prayed to God, oh, I want a new job. I need a new job right now. Lord, please, if I could just make $20 an hour, Lord, I'll pay my tithes and I'll do it. Mm-mm. And then you get a good job, right? And then you think the Lord and bless you with that. So you can really be blessed and highly favored if you obey God. All right. And it says, "Blessed shall be the fruit of thy body and the fruit of thy ground." Talking about the things that you plant, your crops, and your body, the fruit of your body, you'll be healthy. Okay, and the fruit of thy cattle. So if you had any animals that you was raising, cows, you understand, some chickens. You know, nigga love everybody. No cap loves some chicken. All right, so you raising some chicken, boy. Guess what? I'll be over there every night. You fry some good old chicken. Okay, and then it says the increase of thy kind and the flocks of thy sheep. Blessed shall be thy basket and thy store. So guess what? We wouldn't even be worried about those stamps being cut off. We don't have to worry, sit and whine, cry, and the government and Donald Trump and you wish you never voted for him and all this other shit. We wouldn't have to worry about any of that if we would focus and put our focus and our attention on serving God, coming together as a people. But because we want to be like them, we want to be like them in every capacity, then now look at where we are. Look where we are now. We want to be like white folks. You understand? And this is the reason that this is happening. The Lord is showing you by so many different things that's taking place, man. Like I have never seen food as high as it is. I remember going to the store. I took a picture of it and posted it on the internet. A bag of chicken, the party wing bag. I remember back in the day, them things used to be like $6.99. You understand? For a bag of party wings. I went to the store when this during this COVID thing and after COVID, right? And I looked at the bag of chicken, and that goddamn bag said $29.99. I said, "Oh hell no!" Nah. The world is coming to its end. They put a $30 price tag on cap chicken. All right, which was insane. Another time I was in the store. A sister tapped me on the show. She said, "Brother, look at this. A little small. It didn't even look like 4 ounce piece of cube steak. It was so small. It was terribly small." The sister said, "Look at this goddamn thing." And the price on it was $35 for a little small, one little small piece. But that dog gonna be like I said, probably wasn't. He might have just been right at 4 ounce, very small piece, and that damn thing was $35. She was like, "Brother, this is Christ. I know it is." And then we had the conversation about the bag of chicken that I saw, and she was like, "Oh, good Lord, help us all." I said, "Well, you know what? We getting the help we need in the ISUPK. Told her, come on, join us." You understand? But in First Timothy 6 and 8, I'm gonna read that 8 to 11, and I got one more scripture, and then we out here. It says, "And having food and raiment, let us be therewith content." Okay, a lot of our people are not content with the things that they have because of why? Because you're trying to be like our oppressor, which is greedy. That's what a lot of you are doing. A lot of you want to be greedy like our oppressor. This is why you so hurt about the food stamp crisis. Because, like I said, if we all came together, we all put our resources together, everybody could eat. There'd be food for all of us. If we obey God, I just read the scripture. See, the fruit of our body and thy ground would be plentiful. The cattle, plentiful. Them good beef ribs you brothers and sisters like to eat, we'll have a lot of them. Them good chicken wings, you brother, turkey leg. I've been seeing so many restaurants here in St. Louis opening up selling fat turkey legs stuffed with mac and cheese in them and what's the other thing that they stuff with the god damn it, the dressing. I seen them stuff with dressing, mac and cheese, and all kind of shit. They doing all kinds of things. Guess what? Well, it'll be plentiful. We'll have a lot of them. But like I said, a lot of our people, they are so greedy, like our oppressor. You know, I seen a sister that had made a post, and I was sad that this sister had posted this shit. I was like, what in the hell is wrong with this lady? She ended up getting mad with her man, and her food stamps came, and she's taking a video. She posted this video, and she's showing the refrigerator full, the freezer on the refrigerator full, the cabinets full, the pantry full. You understand? The deep freezer full. She even went up under the sink. You know how you under the sink you put, your dishwashing liquid, your spare towels, your trash bags, and your cleaning supply. The broad had food down in there. And she said, "Yep, and ain't no man did it eat. Ain't no nigga did it eat." I said, "Oh my God." That was her way to try to get back at her man. To say, "Yeah, we over here eating. Everything full." When that was ridiculous because I pay taxes. I'm a man. Bunch of men pay taxes. You understand? So the way I see it, let that man of yours eat. Don't make no video trying to degrade him because you got some fucking food stamps and you showing him just how much you ain't gonna let him eat. Make that man a meal. Make a video of what all this food we got, and then look what I made my family. You understand? Not no shit about he can't eat, and you shitting on him because you didn't receive your stamps. I wonder what this sister is doing for the month of November, to where in Missouri, 650,000, over 650,000 recipients ain't gonna get no stamps. Wonder what she gonna do. All right. But it says this, but they that will be rich fall into temptation and a snare, and into many foolish and hurtful lusts, which drown men in destruction and perdition. So right here, the rich, Donald Trump, right? And the government, all the other rich white people, right? They gonna turn around and fall into so many snares. They do it all the time. They do it all the time because their money is king to them. When our king should be Christ. You know what I mean? That's what we should be putting our bottom dollar on. It's our king, Jesus Christ, Yahweh Shai in the Hebrew, right? That's what we should be banking on. Him. You understand? The most high law, statutes, and commandments. That's what we should be banking on as a people. But these rich folks, while they sitting here cutting you off because Donald Trump said these people didn't contribute to this country, go get a job. You see how everybody just clapped? That really shook them up. They love telling black men to go get jobs. When hell, you won't give them none. You won't give them no goddamn job. So how the hell do you expect for them to go get one? That's insane. What it says is, for the love of money is the root of all evil, which while some coveted after, they have erred from the faith and pierced themselves through with many sorrows. So the love of money is the root of all evil. This is a problem that a lot of our people have, is they get this from our oppressor. They get this from the so-called white man, and they're trying to follow him in his ways. And so this is where we end up at, right? Trying to follow them instead of following our God, right? We done coveted after that money, willing to do something strange for some change, and then you done turn around and pierce yourself with many sorrows. It's gonna happen. That ain't for you. And now we're having a sorrow right now because you're so dependent on the government instead of ourselves. All right. Instead of ourselves. But it says this, and I'm gonna jump to the next one. It says, but thou, O man of God, flee these things. Flee that shit. You understand? You gotta let America and its ways and this place, its religion, and everything go. You gotta let that go. And it says, flee these things and follow after righteousness, godliness, faith, love, patience, and meekness. And you know where you're not gonna find any of those at too? In the Christian church. You're not gonna find them. In the Christian church, they're chasing the American dream as well. Why do you think all of these preachers is dying and begging for everybody's goddamn money every Sunday? Why do you think pastors are saying, you know what? That's what I told you. I told you 1,000 plus 1,000, bitch. Hey, he might as well have said it like that. He sounded like a goddamn pimp. He looked like he was about to give that lady the backhand. You know what I'm saying? He looked like he was about to give that old sister a backhand with that. When she told him, here's 1,000 plus 325, and we hope to get the blessings of this church and this and that, but she was happy to give what she could. And he put his head there. See, you ain't listening to me. That ain't what I told you. Bitch, get out there and get my money. That would have sounded like he was about to say next. Bitch, what I tell you? And turn around and back. You know, that's what it sounded like he was about to do. You got all these other preachers begging for all this money. Juanita Bynum. So it's so many people in here. 30 people, I think she said, had $1,000 to give. God said, give it. Pastor David Taylor turned around and said, God showed me this man's race, what he looked like, and everything, and told me he had $27 million to sow all by himself. I said, God damn. Now, if that shit ain't greedy, come on, man. And he said, and the Lord said, you know why you're not giving? He says, it's a lot of you out there that can give $1 million. They can give 5 million. He said, you know why you're not giving? Because of selfishness. You all are selfish. He said he cursing, he buying that selfishness to make y'all give that goddamn money up today. That's what he said. So, like I said, these you ain't gonna find righteousness, godliness, patience, and love. You understand? Faith and all these other wonderful things that it is to serve the Most High. You're not going to find it in the Christian church. I guarantee you that. Okay. And last scripture, we'll roll with this. And it says in Zephaniah 2:1, it says, gather yourselves together. Yea, gather together, O nation not desired. All right. And I'm going to stop right there. Okay. That's what let's put everything that we got, okay, together. Let's come together as a people. If you Black, Hispanic, and Native Indian, you are God's chosen people. And the Lord said, come together. It's that time. Can't you tell? Can't you tell that it's that time? Look at what we are going through. What was that? 1 Corinthians 11:17. It says that we should come together for not for the better, but for the worse. Because look at what was happening to them back then. It was worse then. And look at what is happening right now. It's worse now. So not come together because we got it going on, but do it because it's that goddamn time. And it's the thing that the Most High requires out of his people. That's what he sent his son to do, was to bring us back together, man, not to continue to stay separate, sit here in a crisis and make silly videos talking about the food stamps and got cut and all that shit, and you're crying and you're hurt. You're making videos talking about what store you're going to be walking out with baskets in and all that nonsense. Nah, none of that. You understand? None of that. All right? So, listen, go to ISUPK.com, whatever city you in, getting them classes, getting this truth, pay your tithes. And with that, Shalom, Israel.